What's your next story?
Let's fast forward now from the 70s to the 80s. In May 1987, Kyunghyang published an article about a special oriental medicine that would help students get better at studying. The article called this oriental medicine study pills and success medicine.
Yeah, we still hear about things like that today, these study medicine pills. Tell us more.
I talked to an expert about one of the most famous medicines linked to better academic performance. Dr. Lee Byeong-sam has been an Oriental doctor for 14 years. We talked about 총명탕. It's also commonly called the 수능 medicine, after South Korea's national exams for high school seniors.
All right, I guess first a description of 총명탕.
The word 총명 means intelligent. The idea is the medicine relieves stress and strengthens various senses in the body to help with focusing and studying. Lee says 총명탕 was probably popularized in the 80s and 90s in connection to increasing national fervor toward education. But it's also part of older Korean history. It's mentioned in 동의보감, a classic text in Oriental medicine from the Joseon dynasty. 동의보감 was written by the legendary royal physician Hojun in the 1600s.
There's always an inherent conflict between Western medicine and their skepticism towards whether any of these Eastern techniques work. But according to him, does 총명 actually help with studying?
Dr. Lee says the main ingredients in 총명탕 do have positive effects on the brain. By the way, the main ingredients are 원지 and 석창포, which are specially dried roots. I found several studies supporting this. For example, here's a study by the Society of Internal Korean Medicine in 2008. It analyzed the effects of 총명탕 on memory dysfunction in mice.
And tell us more about this study.
Here's a simplified version. All the mice were injected with amyloid beta, which are proteins that impair the memory and play a crucial role in developing Alzheimer's. The mice were then divided into two groups. One ate 총명탕 for 14 days and the other didn't. The 총명 group got higher scores in a water maze task, and brain analysis also showed that medicine could improve memory and reduce dementia by protecting neurons and preventing cell death.
Okay. So you can take that study perhaps with a grain of salt. So it could potentially have some positive effects. But what would be problematic about labeling this medicine specifically as 수능 medicine?
Take a listen to Dr. Lee.
예컨대 총명탕을 먹는다고 해서 누구라도 다 인지 기능이 향상되고.
It doesn't make sense that everyone who eats 총명탕 gets better studying capacity. That's too much of an exaggeration.
해석된 것이라고 볼 수 있습니다.
His point is there are too many variants. 총명탕 itself isn't one medicine. Patients get different brews of ingredients depending on what kind of body types they have. Body types according to the classifications in Oriental medicine. And Lee says different people react differently to the medicine. The effects of the medicine are more holistic, Lee says. So it's not realistic to expect to raise your grade from a C to a B after eating 총명탕.